everybody, and welcome to another Gentle Moments ASMR video. We are fresh from Japan. We bought so many packs, probably like 300 or 400 packs, honestly, and I am so excited to open them with you and to tell you about my trip. Today we are opening 90 packs of Mega Evolution, fresh, straight from Pokemon Center, Tokyo. I am so excited to open these cards. I hope we get a golden Lucario or Gardevoir, but there's only one way to find out. Let's jump in. Let's open some packs and let's see what we get. We start with a pack of Mega Brave, the Lucario set. We begin our opening with a little tiny baby knuckle, and execute a little weasel Pokemon. Is that young goose? Maybe. Ooh, Marshadow. I love Marshadow. And a Shiftry. A good first opening. Let's keep it up. So, let's talk about my trip to Japan. It was amazing, number one. Honestly, I would live there. Like, that's how much I loved it. Kroguk, Milk Tank, Ivy Soar, Dinkaton, Repel. So, we arrived there around 3 p.m. Japan time, all the way from Texas. It was a 12-hour flight, and we took our daughter, who was about a year old, and it was honestly like, it was a pretty tough flight, I'll say. We had to hold her through most of it, and she wanted to play and run around, and she couldn't because we're on a plane. But she was a really good sport, and eventually we got there. Look at that beautiful Shinji Ganja art. Oh, no way. An Executor art. Rare. Oh, that's a lovely card. That is a lovely, lovely card. Look at him. Running through the jungle. He looks pretty happy. The ocean in the background. Whew, that's nice. We'll put you right there, my friend. Gardevoir. So we get there about, she does a good job on the flight. We get there about 3 p.m. Japan time, and we left Texas about noon. So, with the time conversion, I mean, it was a 12-hour probably stayed up until 10 p.m. Japan time. So I was up for a total of 24 hours, but we get there and we get off the plane, and it's so organized. Already I can see the differences. Everything is so clean and everyone is so polite. So I had tickets, and I redeemed tickets on the Skyrail from Narita Airport to Ueno Station. And then from there, I transferred to what's called the Ginza line. Ginza is it's like the nicer part of Tokyo. They have a lot of luxury shops. And that's where we stayed at, which I was really glad we did because our hotel was amazing. So, we get onto the platform with the train, and, oh, this is funny. As I'm going through, everyone is saying, dozo, 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 dozo. And that basically means after you, after you, after you, or like this way, or like please do this, but mostly after you. But I thought they were saying domo, like thank you, and so I was saying dozo back. And that's like a faux pas, like they're saying like after you, and then I'm saying no after you. But it was like people ushering me through the airport, so it didn't make sense grammatically. Anyways, I learned Japanese very, very quickly, and I pretty much had compliments every day on my Japanese, which we'll talk about. But yeah, airport was fine, super easy to get in. Because we had a baby, they basically let us through, like, priority everywhere. We did fingerprints to get into the country. And they do all this biometric scanning, obviously so that they can track you if you overstay your visa. So we get in, and everything was really, really cool. I go and get our train tickets, and we go down to what's called the Skyrail, and that's a 45-minute trip to Tokyo from Narita Airport. I highly recommend it. It is the best way to travel to Tokyo from Narita, in my opinion. And so, once we get off the subway, off the Skyrail, and we transfer the subway, it was actually like really, really easy to navigate. I was shocked. Oh wait, something's here. Oh, nice. Look at that. Big boy. Big boy. Camera-upped. Mega evolution. Beautiful. So you get off the Skyrail, and everything is color-coded. So Ginza is a gold line, for instance. So even if you can't read Japanese or English, you know Ginza is gold. Which makes sense because it's like the ritzy part of town. So we get on the Ginza line, and it brings us to Tokyo Station. And we ride past Tokyo Station, we go to Ginza Station. And we get off there, and immediately it was just like, it was amazing. So many people, and everyone in the subway is so quiet. That was the biggest culture shock to me. There were no trash cans for anything. We knew that going in, but there are no public trash cans. If you find one, it's like a bottle recycling. Oh, look at that Steelix. I like that. So, no trash cans. Anyways, we emerge from the Ginza subway, which was really easy to navigate. And we're on the street, and there's all these luxury stores around us, like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Hermes and all these different places. And there's people everywhere. And it was like 3 o'clock, and so, like our time, it was like midnight, but there it was 3 p.m. So it was like broad daylight, which was awesome. Like we had an extra long day. And we basically walked to our hotel, which was about a 5-minute walk from the station. Tyrogue, Sparrow, Vulpix, specifically, but I do remember when I woke up the next morning, I had gotten like 11 hours of sleep, so I probably went to bed at like 8 and woke up at like 7, I think. Something like that. It was phenomenal. So that was Sunday, and then Monday morning is our first day in Tokyo. And so we got dressed, and we decided to walk to the Imperial Palace, which was amazing. You can't really see it that much, but like just being able to walk, through like the Japanese society and stuff was great. And I think that was one of my favorite moments because we got to see people going to work. I think we were out of the hotel by I think 7 a.m., 7 or 8 a.m. It was really early, and so people were like getting to work. It was like a really cool crowd. So we get to the Imperial Palace, and it's really hot. It was like 95 degrees at like 8 a.m. And we're sweating, and it's like, it's really pretty though. And it's very well kept. And so we walk from the Imperial Palace we kind of just like explore freely. We found a bunch of art, I guess you can call them art pieces, or like things in the community in Tokyo where like the one thing I'm talking about is it was like hundreds of little, what are those spiral things that you blow the wind and they spin? They're like kids' toys. One of you will tell me what it is. I forget. I shouldn't forget, but they had a display with all of those, and that was super cool. And so we took the route south of the Imperial Palace after we finished there, and we walked all the way to Pokemon Center. That was like that was our second stop of the trip where I got these cards, and that was so freaking cool, y'all. Like, they had the Pokemon Center song, like the official, like, I'm not gonna sing it right now, but you know what I'm talking about. Like when you enter the Pokemon Center in the games, they had the song. And I mean, there were so many people there, a lot of families, and we let our daughter pick out a Pikachu. She got a Pikachu with like a Sakura leaf, pink, like afro or something. It's like a head of hair of like Sakura leaves, which is really cool. And then we bought our friends all dolls and stickers and things like that. It was a lot of fun, and the people were so nice. And at this point, most of the people we spoke to did speak English. Now, it did take me forever to get to the Pokemon Center because once I got to the building, I didn't understand how to get up to the Pokemon Center. And this was my first experience with Japanese buildings because often you have different department stores that are connected to each other. And like the 5th floor on one store might be the 8th floor on a different store. And so they don't always connect. And this was one of those situations where we basically had to go up to the 5th floor of one building to connect to the 8th floor of a different building. And I had so much trouble figuring that out at first. But after I got it, it was like, yeah, that's easy. So we got up there, and it was just amazing. It was so cool. And I was gonna buy like 10 boxes of cards, but they don't let you do that. They only let you buy a couple packs per person per day. So I had to go back to get more packs. But it was really cool. I might post some pictures here, just so y'all can see that. And we love that. The baby loved that. Pokemon Center was amazing. So after we finished at Pokemon Center, we went downstairs to the entry level to the ground floor, and we just started walking. And we really didn't have like any location in mind. And that's honestly like some of my favorite times on the trip were when we were just going and we didn't have a plan. You know, it made it like spontaneous. And so we found a Japanese, a sushi like shop, like a restaurant. And it had no English on it. And so in my opinion, the places with zero English are the most authentic and they're the best. And so at this point, my Japanese was not great. Like, after the trip, like I'm like pretty good, like I can get around, but you know, when I was there in the first day or two, I just, you know, I was really, really novice and I was not doing great. But basically, we had our baby stroller. Oh, look at that. I love Mega Absol. That's awesome. How cool. So we had the stroller, and I folded it up. They had us fold it up, and we took off our shoes to sit. And everybody was staring at us because we were sweaty and we were hot and we were American, and it was all Japanese people in this little shop, in this little restaurant. But oh my gosh, y'all, this food was so amazing. Like, honestly, I think it was some of the best sushi that we had on the trip, was that first place we went to. And it was so authentic and so great. And so I love that. So we ate lunch there, and we each had like a sushi platter. And it came with salmon and, oh, look at that. Nice. Ikura, which is like salmon roe, salmon eggs. I mean, they had so many, I don't remember all the pieces, but they had a little bit of everything. It was excellent. So good. And I learned, like, they don't bring, like when you cash out or when you pay at the counter. In America, they bring you the check and you give them the card at the table. But that's like considered rude there. So you get up and you go and you pay at the cash register, which is usually like tucked away near the kitchen. And so we did that. And we paid in cash, which is what we did for a lot of these are really authentic places because most of them only take cash. Like the best ones only take cash, in my opinion. So after that, we went home and we showered because, like I said, it was so hot. Oh my gosh, what is this? Is that a secret rare item? That's so funny. Look at that. What is it, like a bell? Of course I get like the secret rare items. That's so funny. That's great. Okay. So we go back and we shower. And we actually take an Uber this time. Like, I do a taxi. And because I was like, yeah, we're not walking like 30 minutes in this 96-degree weather, you know, with the baby. Back to the hotel, we'll just take a taxi, which is what we did. So basically, if you use your Uber app, it'll hail taxis for you, which is awesome. So that's what we did for a lot of things when we weren't using the subway. So we get back, we take showers, we rest for a little bit, and then we do team labs, planets, which, oh my gosh, y'all, that was the coolest thing. It's basically an immersive sensory experience. And, I mean, you take off your shoes, you're walking in water, there are lights, there are sounds. I'm gonna make a video in a couple, maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks, already made a lot of it, but I just have to edit it down a lot. But it's basically video footage that I took in Japan at each place that we went to. And so I will upload that at some point in the next couple weeks. And I'll show some footage from Team Labs. But it was amazing. If you ever go to Tokyo, go to Team Lab Planets and go to Team Lab Borderless. Although I think I liked Planets better because Borderless is just lights and sounds, whereas Planets is all of your senses. And that was amazing. That was so great. That Bulbasaur. So we did Team Lab Planets and the baby handled it super well and she loved all the lights. Oh my gosh, I took so many pictures and so many videos. That was it was awesome. So after Team Lab Planet wrapped up, we went to Tokyo Tower. And guys, this is all day one. We did not really rest at all. We did things back to back to back to back. So Tokyo Tower was super cool. We didn't go to the top, but we went up in it. And we went to the gift shop. And they've got all sorts of stores in there. We bought some magnets and we had a beer. And it was really cool just to hang out at the tower and just people watch and stuff. By that time the baby's getting kind of tired. And we've got to figure out dinner. So, what did we do? I think we started walking. And we walked from Tokyo Tower. I think maybe outside of Shibuya or something. I actually don't remember what we did for dinner. Oh, I do remember what we did for dinner. So we walked, I don't even know where we walked to. We walked some random neighborhood. It was either in Shibuya or Roppongi. But I'm looking for restaurants and I'm looking for places to eat. And I accidentally walk into someone's house. I thought it was a restaurant, so I just opened the door and I walked in and I'm oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Of course, they don't speak English or anything, so. Anyways, that was really embarrassing. So we went down the road and we actually found a little restaurant, and it was a noodle and sushi. Oh, look at that. Venusaur. How cool. Nice. So it was noodles and sushi, and I think it had tempura. Yeah. And so for dinner we had tempura and we had noodles, and it was amazing. It was so good. And so the way to say delicious in Japanese is oishi desu. This is delicious, oishi desu. And so I made sure to say oishi, oishi, oishi desu. Very delicious. Some other Japanese words you need to know. Sumimasen. Sumimasen. That is excuse me. Excuse me, or I'm sorry. So when I need to get through somewhere, I would say sumimasen. Or if I needed to apologize, sumimasen. And people they understood that and they appreciated that. When I said hello, ohayo gozaimasu, that's good morning. And then after 10 a.m., you switch to konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. And then in the afternoon, after once it gets dark, konbanwa. Konbanwa, which is good afternoon. So I got really good at that. And then thank you is arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu. And everyone says that all the time. When you come into a place, they're thanking you for coming in. And then they're thanking you as you leave. And I feel thank you is what I heard the most everywhere. Which is amazing because it shows how polite they are. They were so polite. So that was great. Oh my gosh. Is that a Lily Secret Rare? Whoa. That's crazy. I think that's a really nice card. is that in a normal box, you're only guaranteed one secret rare. But in these packs, they mixed them all together so I can get like multiple secret rares, which is amazing. So other things that I used a lot, chotomate kudasai. That is, one moment please, or like give me a little time please. Chotomate kudasai. I remember I used that at a restaurant, an authentic restaurant, when the lady was like pushing me to make a decision, and she giggled. She was like, "Oh, chotomate," like she thought it was funny that I knew that. It was really funny. And then I think something I used a lot. Igo ga wakarimasu ka? Anyone can correct me if I'm getting that wrong, but Eigo ga wakarimasu ka is basically, do you understand English? Eigo is English. And so, if they say hi, that means yes, they do. But typically they'll just respond in English like yes, and then we'll just switch to English. And then, wakarimasen, sumimasen, wakarimasen. I'm sorry, but I don't understand. I said that sometimes, but most of the time it was like very, very simple conversations, and I could understand it. Kudasai is please, so like sushi kudasai, mizu kudasai. So yeah, I basically spoke Japanese just about as often as I could to practice, and everyone said that like basically every day there were people who were telling me, who were Japanese, that my Japanese was very good, and that made me feel like honestly amazing. So it was awesome. Yeah, so day one was like just jam-packed. Honestly, every day was. I don't know if we'll actually like get through my entire itinerary on this one video. So yeah, day number 2. So day number 2, we started the day at the Meiji Jingu Shrine in Yoyogi Park. But before that, we took the subway to Shinjuku, and we got off and had McDonald's for breakfast. Now, day number 2 on the subway was one of my most cherished experiences on this entire trip. So basically, Sparrow, Dink Dink, Sentru, Venusaur, Lily, Sparrow again. Anyways, so basically what happened was we got up around 6 a.m. and we got on the subway at like 7. And so everybody was going to work, and we were the only tourist on the subway. And it was jam-packed, like back to back to back to back to back people. And all of the men were wearing white button-up short-sleeve shirts with black dress pants and a black belt. And all of the women were wearing like pantsuits or like dress clothes. Basically everyone looked really, really similar. And it was amazing. It was complete silence in the subway. Complete silence. And that is a cornerstone of their culture. The complete silence. So yeah, that was pretty amazing. It just left such an impression on me of the culture there, because it is so different from the US. In the US, our subways they're not even safe all the time. They're loud. I mean, there's just like a lot happening, and people don't care about each other. They don't care about respect. They don't care about dignity. honestly just like loved that experience that morning. McDonald's was cool. They had like the same menu we have, but extra stuff. There are a lot of people at McDonald's like reading and studying and stuff. It was actually really funny because one of the women who was working the counter at McDonald's, she was like white, she wasn't Japanese. And I started speaking Japanese to her, and I just stopped myself and I was like, do you speak English? And she's like, yes. Okay. And we just spoke like, straight up like fluent English, like we were talking to each other. Anyway, she moved to Japan, and she's like going to college there, and she is working at McDonald's while she's in school. So that was really, really cool to like get to interact with someone. And she was completely fluent in Japanese, and like all the Japanese mannerisms, she had them, and that was very impressive. But yeah, McDonald's was also silent. There was no noise. Everybody was working, and they were very industrious, very considerate, and the food was really good. So after McDonald's, we went to the Meiji Jingu shrine, and we passed a bunch of torii gates. Oh, Hariyama. And those were the first torii gates that we had passed through in Japan. And that was really cool. There was a lot of history, and the actual shrine was very interesting. There was a ceremony going on while we were there, and I couldn't take pictures or video. But it was just like this really, I think, prime example of the juxtaposition of ancient Japan and modern Japan. Around this park, Yoyogi Park and this shrine, everything is technologically advanced. But then you have like this ancient site that is like protected and maintained. And I just think that's great. And Japan was like that. It was like the contrast of the ancient and the modern, the very ancient and the extremely modern. Everything was futuristic, everything was technologically advanced. I was like very impressed. So we had an awesome time there. And I never felt anxious around anyone. Like I just felt safe all the time, and like I just don't feel that way in the US all the time. Especially in public spaces. Onyx, Foxy Fox, Numole, Steelix, Dingaton, Onyx. Alright, let's keep going. So after the Meiji Jingu shrine, we actually went north and we walked the loop around Yoyogi Park. And it was nice because we were the only tourist out there. It was so hot, I think nobody else was wanting to walk it, but of course I dragged my family through that. But the park was really, really beautiful. And we had a nice time walking. And we actually saw someone walking a turtle, like a giant tortoise, in the park. I'm not sure if the tortoise lived there or if he brought the turtle there to walk, but that was definitely going on. And so, that was cool. So after Meiji Jingu Park, we actually walked all the way to Shinjuku. And I think that was one of my favorite days. Like, honestly, every day was great. But I just loved, like, walking from place to place because you just see so many things. So we walked to, oh, look at that. How cool. I don't know his name, but what is that? Young Goose. Gudra, no. I say Shinjuku? I meant Shibuya. We walked to Shibuya from Yogi Park, and it's like south. And that was awesome. Like, oh my gosh, Shibuya is amazing. We went straight from Yogi Park to the Shibuya Pokemon Center, and we went to JoJo Land. I love JoJo. Y'all know I love JoJo. And the Sega store, and the Nintendo store. And it was just the coolest thing. So yeah, I really loved that part of Shibuya. And that was like, I mean, everything was just in the same place. And the people at Pokemon Center were so awesome. And of course I bought more packs. And then after Pokemon Center and like all the character stores, what did we do? We went downstairs. We were going to go to Pop Mart, but there was a massive line at Pop Mart for the boo-boos. It must have been like a 3 or 4 hour line. It was insane. So many people. So many people. And there were people with special tickets too. I'd been waiting there like, I don't know if they were waiting there all night, but I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, Dialga. Love that guy. A real baller, if you ask me. Let's put you over here. So we did Shibuya Crossing. And Shibuya Crossing was crazy. Like, hundreds and hundreds of people, the traffic completely stops. And everyone crosses at once. It was wild. And then we saw Hachiko. Hachiko. Hachiko is a legendary dog in Japan. Not like a Pokemon legendary dog, but like a dog of legend that everyone in Japan respects. Hachiko's master died. So basically Hachiko went every day to the station with his master. And his master was a doctor. Yefetal. And one day, it was like a year, they went to the station every day together for a year. And one day, Hachiko's master never came back because he had died. He had like an aortic something or some sort of aneurysm. Basically, he passed away like suddenly. And so he never came to meet Hachiko at the station. But Hachiko waited for him. And Hachiko actually went back to the station every single day for 10 years. For 10 years. To wait for his master. And so, he was like, known as like the symbol of loyalty in Japan. Because he was the most loyal dog in existence. And I thought it was so cool. So there's like a Hachiko statue in the station square. And we took a picture with it. And it was just like, it was so great. So we really liked Hachiko. And we liked Shibuya Crossing. And so we went to a sushi restaurant right outside of Shibuya Crossing, Shibuya Square. And the baby was like really, really fuzzy and really tired. So it was kind of tough. It was kind of like a tough meal. But I basically like took her out from the restaurant, just like rocked her and stuff, and tried to feed her some food. And she was cool. So after that, what did we do? Oh yeah, that was we went out after that. So we brought the baby back to the hotel. We actually had a babysitter who was amazing. She was so great. So we had a babysitter, and we left around 5 p.m. and we went to Shinjuku. And Shinjuku was very, very interesting because it's kind of like there's like a lot of things that like I wouldn't necessarily like involve myself with. But there was also a lot of entertainment. Like there was the Toho Cinema, which was a massive movie theater, and that was really cool. And there was a movie playing called Taro Man that I really wanted to see, but obviously my wife was like, no, we're not going to movies. We're going to go have dinner and chill. Oh, look at this mawile. That is nice. But honestly, I should have gone to the movies and seen like a full-on Japanese movie. That would have been so fun. It's like really like crazy stuff like Power Rangers, right? Like Japanese action movies. So I still might look it up. Taro Man. That means like Potato Man or something. That was pretty funny. Anyways, we did 2 dinners that night because we ate 2 small meals. We went to like a restaurant where you can cook your own meat. And then we actually went to Roppongi District. Oh yes, another executor. Noise. So basically I said let's pick a random station and let's get off randomly. And let's just eat whatever we find. And so we picked Roppongi. And I found a restaurant called Gyopao. And it is one of the highest rated restaurants in Roppongi. And it was amazing. It was so good. It was a lot of dumplings. And they gave us fried chicken. It was so good. And we also had dinner with an Italian couple. That wasn't intentional, but they basically had limited seating, so they had to seat us with another couple, which was fine. And we got to talk for a little bit. They didn't really speak English well, but that was okay. So that was fun. And what else happened? Oh yes, that was that night. And we went back to the hotel, and the baby was super cool, and the nanny was cool, and baby was asleep. So, okay, so that was, I think, Tuesday. So what happened Wednesday? Man, we did so many things. I can't even remember what happened Wednesday. Okay. Oh, yes. I remember now. So on Wednesday, we went to the Asakusa district, which is a historic district. And it has the Senso-ji Temple, which they call the People's Temple. And it has the Nakamisei-dori shopping district. And that was fun. Now, this temple was open to the public, and it was very, very beautiful. And we took a lot of pictures there. And what was... Okay, so a funny thing happened, I guess you can call it funny. But we were going through the marketplace, through the Nakamisei-dori shopping street, and I found a store that sold Pokemon cards. And I was like, oh yeah, like let's get some boxes of Mega Evolution. And some boxes of Black and White. And so I went to buy some boxes. And she said, that's gonna be 25,000 yen a box. And I was like, okay, cool. But no, not cool. Something felt really, really off. And I could not tell what it was. Anyways, at the end of it, I stopped her before the transaction totaled up. And I looked at her and I said, wait, 25,000 yen a box? No. In Japan, boxes are only 2,500 yen, if even. So basically, she wanted to charge me, instead of like the $20 the box are worth, she like $200 for a box of like 30 packs of this. That is insane. We don't even pay that in America. We don't. Like, it was crazy. And so I just told her, like, really firmly, no, like, I'm not doing this. And that was the first person in Japan to try and rip me off. And the only person. It was very disappointing. Like, that's like double American prices. Gardevoir. So, yeah, my wife laughed so hard. And she was like, I am so glad you got that. I said, of course, like, yeah, I know Pokemon cards, man. I'm not gonna get ripped off like that. I'm sure some people will, though. So anyways, yeah, Asakusa it was fun. But I guess since I had trouble remembering it, it wasn't as memorable as some of the other parts of the trip. Oh my gosh. No way. Oh, the secret illustration rare. Gardevoir. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Okay. Let's get a sleeve on this. Like, super quick. Oh man. That is wild. Okay, I am like extremely happy with this. Look at that. Wow. You've got Ralts, Curlia, our second date night. So after that, we went and we found dinner at a place where it was like steaks. And you like put the steaks on like a rock and you cook it. It was really, 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 really good. And then we went, I guess I did like some shopping. I bought some manga. And we just kind of rode the subway back to the hotel. And we got back for like 10 o'clock. And that was a very nice time. So the next morning, we got up. I think it was Thursday morning. And we took the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train, to Osaka. And the train was so nice, like, it was a 3-hour ride. And honestly, it was so relaxing. We did a green car, and we got reserved seating in the green car. And it was probably one of the best decisions that we made, because there really wasn't anyone in the green car. Now the baby did cry a lot the first trip. She was really, really tired, and she was also like really stimulated by the scenery on the side of the train. So, you know, we had to be conscious of that, and I took her to the, there's like a car, there's like a bathroom area. Basically, it's like closed off from the actual main train car. And I just rocked her and fed her until she fell asleep. And that entire trip on the bullet train was about between 2.5 hours and 3 hours. But it went by so quickly. So I really, really enjoyed that. So we got to Osaka, and we were staying at a hotel. It was called the Namba Oriental Hotel. And I'll tell you what, guys, it was not good. It was very bad. It was really, really dirty. It was really, really gross. And, like, I was just, like, so shocked. And so we changed our booking, and we went to a Hilton. And we could not get our money back from the Namba Oriental. They would not give us our money back. And I was so mad, and like, I'm still working on it. And I think I'll get the money back eventually, like within the next week or so, but it was just like very, very, very frustrating. And so, yeah, we were just like, yeah, we cannot do this. It's too dirty. We cannot have the baby in here. And so we left, and we went to the Hilton, which was very nice. And we hired another babysitter. Osaka was like really, really crazy. It's like a lot of nightlife, a lot of tourists. It was like poppin', you know. So many. It's called Dotonbori, the shopping area. And they had a Pokemon Center there. They had 2 Pokemon Centers in Osaka, just like they have 2 in Japan. And I went to both of them. And so, we basically just like walked everywhere, did all the sightseeing at the shopping places. We did not go to Osaka Castle. Let's see. Yes. What else did we do? All my days kind of get mixed up in Osaka because we were there for like 3 days, but it really all blurred together at that point. I did take my baby to the Kirby Cafe. That was fun. I got my wife a massage, and I took the baby to Kirby Cafe. And we had a really nice time, just the baby and I. And we came back with Kirby plates, which was fun. Risu. Ooh, look at that. What is that? Latias. Wow. So yeah. I mean, we just like did all the shops, and it was a lot. So we did 2 days, I think 2 or 3 days in Osaka. And on our last day in Osaka, we actually went to Kyoto. And that was amazing. So we woke up in the morning and we boarded the Shinkansen. And it took us to Kyoto in like 15 minutes. It was so fast. We did not expect it to be so fast. And so in Kyoto, it's a very historic city. And it has a number of temples. And so we went to the Golden Temple. And we went to a temple in the mountains, which I forget what it was called, but it was really, really beautiful. And I think that, honestly, like, if we could do it over, we would, oh, look at that. Oh, what a little cutie. That's so cool. How nice. Nice. Heliolisk. No, I think that's his evolution. I don't know what he's called. My bad. Yeah, let's start to put them over here. Man, I suck at my Alola and Galar Pokemon. You know, I played Sun and Moon like multiple times, and I still struggle. Okay. Alright. So, okay, Kyoto. So we did all these temples, and we walked through the historic area. It was like walking through like Demon Hunter or something, or like one of these like animes that took part in like, you know, feudal era Japan. It was so cool. When we go back, we'll definitely stay in Kyoto, and we'll do all of the things we didn't get to do, because we just spent a day there. So, in Kyoto, we also went to Pokemon Center. It was very fun. And I found multiple bookstores. So I was looking for JoJo manga the entire time. And I found a bunch of it. And so we went to one bookstore, the first bookstore we went to. I was looking for Steel Ball Run, which I think is JoJo Part 7. And so, anyways, this one place had volumes 2 through 16. They were missing volume 1. And I was so frustrated because I was like, you have everything but volume 1. I didn't know at the time that there were also 8 more volumes. It goes up to 24. And so there were some things missing. Anyways, I bought what I could. And then we went and we looked at more things. We had lunch. And eventually I found a second bookstore which had all of them. And so I bought the volumes that I was missing, which made me very, very happy. So, after that, messaged us saying that there were no refunds for cancellations, and I was like, look, you should have told me that before we canceled. Like, I wouldn't have canceled it if I knew there were no refunds. And they actually had a meeting with me, and they apologized, and we agreed to split the bill 50-50, and they bowed to me. It was very professional. Because basically I signed the contract saying that I understood that there would be no refunds. And then, but their point was that they didn't remind me. And that when they gave me the contract, they went through it like really, really quickly. And like, oh, look at that. Oh, Litleo, that's so cute. That's a cute card. Anyways, their point was like they didn't really go through it and like in fact they went through the contract sufficiently with me, which I agree with. And so they were just like, look, we'll pay for half. We don't mind doing that. And I really, really appreciated that a lot. And it was just like very professional, like that was not what I got from the Namba Oriental. The Hilton was awesome. So I just remembered something. So we didn't, before Kyoto, we did do something else in Osaka. And that was Universal Studios Japan, which was amazing. So let's talk about that before we go back to Tokyo for the last leg of the trip. So I think we did Universal Studios on like, I think it was like a Friday. Yeah, it was a Friday morning. Because we went to Kyoto on Saturday. So we did Universal on a Friday. And most of you probably don't know this, but there is a Nintendo World, a Super Nintendo World, in Universal Studios. So they have Harry Potter, they have Jurassic Park, they have Minions. I think there's like a Hello Kitty area. There's a New York area. They've got a lot going on. And so you can't buy tickets for Nintendo World because everybody wants to go to Nintendo. So what they do is they open it first thing in the morning. And if you don't get in, you don't get in. So basically at like 10 a.m. they block off Nintendo World. And then you can't get back in until like 4 p.m. Which is like, oh, I thought that was like a secret rare, but that's cool, I don't have that yet. Obama Snow Mega. So anyways, yes, you have to get there really early in the morning, or you can't get to Nintendo World until like 4 or 5 p.m. if you're lucky. It's like random, it's like a roulette. So you have no idea what's gonna happen. So anyways, we got to Nintendo World. Or we got to Orlando Studios. Sorry, Universal Studios. We got to Universal Studios at 7:20 a.m. The park opens at like 9. So we were like, okay, we're getting there super early. We're gonna beat the crowds. And boy, were we wrong. We were so wrong. So basically, we get there, we pull up in the taxi, and there's like 3,000 or 4,000 people already in line. I'm not even joking. That is not a joke. There were literally 3,000 or 4,000 people already in line. It was insane. Like, so insane. And I honestly was like pretty shocked. And so we had to wait in line from like 7:20 all the way until like 8:45 to get in. And it was so hot and there was no cover. I mean, we had an umbrella, like basically just say that. It was a lot. Oh wait, I don't think we had the umbrella actually. No, we left the umbrella in Tokyo on accident, so we did not have an umbrella yet. So we had no umbrella, and the baby though had a cover on her stroller, so she was covered, but we were not covered. So anyways, it was crazy. Like as the line, when everything opened up, someone came on the loudspeaker in Japanese, and they were basically saying, "Are you ready? Like, are you excited? Are you ready to go?" And everyone starts screaming, like, "Yes, yes, 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 yes." And it did take forever to get through, but oh my gosh, I would do it again. And so, anyways, we get through to the front of the line. It's been like almost like an hour and a half, you know. And we finally, like, we can see people getting into the park, and people are running. They're getting their tickets, and then they're running into the park, which is so funny. And so, like, I mean, we did the same thing. I was like, "Come on, baby, like, we gotta go." So I pick up the baby, and I don't pick up my wife, but like, I don't know why I said that. I pick up the baby, I pick up her stroller, like I fold it up, and I start running, and my wife runs next to me. It was like fun. It was like a fun thing. And we run all the way to Super Nintendo Land, and we get in. Oh my gosh, y'all, I was so happy. Oh, look at that shit ninja. That is clutch. Look at that. Ooh, that's a solid card. One might say beautiful card. This has been a really, really good opening session. So anyways, so we get into Mario World, and it's like being in another world. It was so amazing. It was worth the line. Like, I would go back just for that. It was fantastic. It was so amazing. I can't wait to show y'all some pictures and videos. So we couldn't do any of the rides because we had the baby, but it was just fun to be there and to be present around all that stuff. We went to Donkey Kong Country, and we got like a Donkey Kong drink and a Donkey Kong cup. And I got oh my gosh, another Shed Ninja. That is so funny. That's so funny. And so I got, got a cup, got a spoon, and a shirt and a hat. We also got an umbrella. We had a Yoshi's World umbrella, which is, I loved it so much. It's like my favorite umbrella now, and it's like really cute. On the inside it's ringed with Yoshis and Yoshi eggs. So that was like a really good purchase. I think the coolest part for me was baby GM, our little baby. She got to meet the character Toad. There was a person in a Toad suit, and my baby got to dance with Toad and play with Toad. And that was kind of like the highlight of the day for us because, you know, we just want her to have good experiences. Japanese brought an owl, an animatronic owl, and gave it to our baby to play with. It was really, really sweet. Honestly, guys, our baby did so well. Like, I am so proud of her. She was such a good girl, and she like handled the heat so well. It was like a really good experience for everyone. So after Harry Potter World, it just got really, really hot. I wanted to stay Gardevoir. There was actually like a Pokemon float, like music celebration. There was like a Gyarados. It was so cool. I couldn't get a copy of it though. It was just like, it got to like 97, 98. It was crazy. It got super hot. And I think, like, I was fine, but, you know, my wife was kind of concerned that she was getting overheated, so of course we left, you know. But yeah, I'm not really bothered by the heat at all. I don't even wear sunscreen. Like, I don't have to wear sunscreen. I don't get burnt. I don't have problems with the sun or the heat. It's kind of like my natural environment. Look at this big stack of cards. That's crazy. So anyways, Orlando Studio was really great. And we really enjoyed that. Anyways, the next day, I keep saying Orlando Studios because Universal Studios Orlando. It's not Orlando Studios, it's Universal Studios Japan. Yeah, but yeah, that was great. That was awesome. So we went to Kyoto the next day, and then the next day after that, we went back to Tokyo for our last 2 days. Another Larius. So when we got back to Tokyo, what did we do? We went to Team Lab Borderless, which is different than Team Lab Planets. And we went to the fish market. What is it called? I forget what it's called, but it's a really famous fish market. And it's south of Ginza. And it was pretty good. They had food stalls and all sorts of really good sushi, and we loved that. And everything kind of blended together a little bit. But it was a lot of fun. We went to an art exhibit on our last day. I forget the artist, but I think it was before Studio Ghibli, and it inspired Studio Ghibli. But I can't recall his name. I'll have to look it up. And what else did we do? Oh yeah, we went to the Odaiba Beach. Odaiba Beach is an artificial beach where they have the Statue of Liberty. And we went to the shopping malls, and I saw the giant Gundam. They have a giant unicorn Gundam. It was like life-sized. It was pretty scary. Like, I'd be terrified if that was a real thing, and it came after me. So we saw that. That was pretty cool. And then we went back to the hotel, and oh yeah, we had lunch. We had noodles, and we actually had dinner with some friends who were also in Japan. And then after that, we went to the airport for 6 p.m. and we left. So, I mean, there was a lot of little things that happened in between, but I mean, that was basically Manechik. That was basically like most of the trip, I would say. Y'all, it was honestly like, I love Japan so much. I loved the people. I loved like how polite they were. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like, I would live there. if it was just me right now, I would move there. And I would work from home, doing the job that I currently do. And I would do my YouTube. But honestly, that's like, that's not the cards I've been dealt. But that's okay. I think once our kids leave the house, maybe we'll get a condo there. That's how serious I am about it. And I think that we'll go back. I want to go back in 2027. I mean, I want to go back next year, but I've got to convince my wife to go back next year. But for sure, in 2027, we'll go back to Japan. Oh, guys, it was so awesome. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who helped me plan my trip. There were a number of people who helped out a lot. And it means a lot to me that y'all would share your experiences and that y'all would just offer me some assistance with getting to understand the country before I got there. And I also appreciate everyone who, I guess, messaged me and kept up with me while we were in Japan. That was really, really special. I mean, culturally, I just identify so much with, obviously, Pokemon, anime, manga, but also just like the culture of respect and treating each other well. That was so nice. So I definitely think I could, oh, look at that Snover, that's so cool. We've gotten so many art cards, y'all. I definitely think I could live there and really thrive, to be perfectly honest. There are some people who say that, it kind of wears off after a couple months, the adrenaline of being there wears off, but I just think it's different for everyone. If you find a place where you feel comfortable and you feel safe and you don't want to leave that place, I mean, that's great. That's what everyone wants, and property there is really, really cheap and really, really affordable. So it's definitely a possibility. And I say that as a 2025, it's affordable to someone in the US. I don't know about other countries or other currencies, but the dollar, is in a really good place right now. Alakazam. What's his name? Larry? Willie? I don't remember. Okay. Our last pack. Thank you all so much for listening to my stories. I really, really appreciate it. Oh yeah. Last thing about Osaka. I found a store called Book Off. And I found Pokemon Soul Silver for $50, a legit copy, and I bought it. And they had so many awesome rare Pokemon cards there. So if you go to Osaka or Tokyo, Book Off is where you can find some really great Pokemon cards and Pokemon games. Alright. Oh, look at that. A secret rare card in our last pack. That's wild. That's nice. What a haul, guys. Y'all look at this. This is absolutely crazy. And of course, the best card of all, our Gardevoir. Let's go through all of our hits, and then we'll close up for the night. Thank you. Alright best card of this pool. The secret illustration rare. Gardevoir. Look at that beautiful card. Wow, that is so stunning. I absolutely love this card. Amazing. What an amazing set of pools. Honestly, like, Japan is great. And I'm so happy Pokemon Center gave me such good packs. I mean, these packs were like really loaded, so thank you, Pokemon. Thank you so much. And thank you all for watching. Y'all are amazing. I absolutely love and appreciate all of your support and truly your company. I think that, like, I would call a lot of you friends at this point, and I just want you to know how grateful I am. Arigato gozaimasu, right? Actually, that deserves a domo. Domo arigato gozaimasu, which is thank you so very much. Y'all have a great night. I hope y'all feel rested and relaxed after hearing this. And I hope if any of you have questions about Japan or traveling to Japan, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help you plan your trip. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll talk again very soon. Hi everyone. One last thing. I want to give away these 2 cards since I got copies of them. So, if you want a chance at winning these cards, go ahead and like this video. Be subscribed to the channel and tell me which country you want to travel to, or which country you've traveled to that I guess was your favorite so far, and why you enjoyed it. And if you want to go somewhere, why you want to travel